Well, it was a wild one inside the Dakota Dome on Saturday. In the end, South Dakota comes up 1 point short against Houston Baptist. And joining me now to talk a little bit more about how that all unfolded is Coyotes head coach Bob Nielson. Bob, I'm not sure this is an easy answer for you, but how do you even sum up a game like that? It was as wild as they get.
Well, it became one of those games where the last team that had the football was probably going to win. Neither team could stop the other one with any degree of effectiveness, and unfortunately, they made that last drive, the 2-point conversion. They executed a good play. We had the opportunity to defend it, and we didn't, and then just didn't have enough time ourselves to answer.
As you look back, there was a couple of areas that I thought really stood out for you in terms of things that hurt you in this game, and one of them was certainly kick coverage. They had 266 yards in the return game on 8 attempts. Was there anything specific that was a consistent issue there, or was it a case-by-case situation?
Well, that was really one of the most disappointing things on the day. We had played so well in the kicking game against Oklahoma the week before, we just didn't get off blocks. A lot of those kickoff return schemes now have become built around one-on-one blocks with the new rules, and you need guys to be able to avoid those and get to the football. And we didn't do that on Saturday, and as a result, gave up 2-3 really big returns on the kickoff.
Obviously, a lot of offense in this football game, 1,283 yards combined between the two teams. As far as HBU is concerned and the way they attacked you, like Montana, it was a lot of perimeter stuff, that perimeter screen game, short hitches in the slots, things like that seemed to, kind of be their go-to all day, and you guys struggled to stop that. So given that has happened before, what do you think you need to do to shore up that part of the defense as you go forward?
Well, we're going to have to do a few things differently against those perimeter teams. I think we had a good plan going in. Unfortunately, with a couple of injuries, we ended up having to play some younger guys at corner, which we had some concern about being able to defend the ball over the top. And if you're going to defend the ball over the top, you got to be willing to give a little bit underneath and tackle the ball. And as we look at that game, some of the short passes that they completed, we didn't do a good job of making a one-on-one tackle, and instead of a 3 or 4 yard gain, a lot of times those plays turned out to be a 6 or 7 or 8 yard gain, and those plays allowed them to stay on schedule and run their stuff. Where if we would have made that tackle where we could have made that tackle, it changes how they can play the next snap.
As far as your offense was concerned, like we said, both teams were really moving the football effectively all day. I'm not sure you could ask a whole lot more out of Austin Simmons and that group. You had 642 yards total on the day. You were 10 of 16 on third down, which going into this game, you wanted to see improvement. That was dramatic improvement. So is there anything on that side of the ball that you still want to clean up, or were you pretty satisfied overall with their effort?
I think there's a lot we can still clean up, and Austin played well. He delivered the ball and did a good job of spreading the ball out. I thought our pass protection was not as good as it could be. There were times when he threw the ball under pressure, or when they were just rushing 4, and that's something that if we can protect him, he's going to be able to complete passes against whoever that we play, and so we can improve in that regard. I think we showed a little bit better short yardage conversion, but there's more improvement that we can do there. I like the fact that we're getting a little bit more balance offensively, and we need to continue to work on that balance.
Okay, with the loss, you dropped 0-3, and I think, Bob, you talked to anybody that was associated with this program, that just the vibe you were getting in fall camp, I don't think anybody, yourself included, expected to be where you're at right now with no wins through 3 weeks of the season. So with that said, what's the message that you're trying to convey to your guys right now going forward, knowing you got one non-conference game left, and then the real stuff starts with the Valley on October 5th against Indiana State?
Yeah, we knew we had a really difficult early schedule. And at the same time, what we have not done is we haven't generated a lot of momentum through those first 3 games. And And I told our guys yesterday when we met that football is really unique. You don't get to play teams home and away. It's a one-shot deal. There's plenty of things that if you want to rationalize why we're where we're at, that you can rationalize. At the same time, it doesn't do any good. We just got to keep improving as a football team. We've got to go out to Northern Colorado this week and set our sights on the things that we've got to do to win the game.
All right, Bob. Well, thanks for taking your time with us as always this week. As Coach Nielson said, at Northern Colorado coming up this Saturday in Greeley, Colorado, in the non-conference finale. And we'll talk a little bit more about that matchup coming up later this week.